What's up, guys? In this video we're going to be going over how you can actually tweak the settings of your webcam inside of OBS Studio to make the quality and everything of it look so much better. Most webcams suffer from an issue where the companies will just set all the settings to auto, and this tries to make the webcam do everything on its own, and it really doesn't know what's best for you. So if you can manually set things, everything looks so much better. Let's go ahead and let's get right into it. So the webcam that we're going to be using today, this is a Logitech 922 Stream Pro. It'll run you about $70 to $80 on Amazon. It has a resolution of 1080p at 30 FPS, 720p at 60 FPS. It's a nice little webcam, but it suffers from everything being set to automatic. Let's see what we can come up with when everything's set to manual. So this is what the 922 Stream Pro looks like at its default settings. Doesn't look that bad, but if you really start to pay attention, over on the right where my green screen is, there is what's called a bit of noise, and that's just due to the fact that the webcam struggles to try and keep good quality in areas where there isn't a lot of light. Now let's see what we can actually do when we're tweaking it. Alright, now let's go over how you can actually make these tweaks yourself. If you right click the webcam's video source, you can go to Properties, and go to Configure Video. Now let's pull over what we want. You're going to notice that a lot of these things are set to auto. So take away the check marks. Oh, there we go. Now click apply. Then OK. Now let's reopen it. Now the only thing you really need to be messing with is pretty much the saturation, the sharpness, the white balance, the gain, and possibly the exposure. Now let's see what we can come up with whenever we make these changes. So the saturation, this is just the color intensity. So noticing as the more I go higher, the better the colors are starting to look. Now sharpness, if I make that too high, it looks awkward. So I'm not going to put that very high. If it defaults at 128, I'll probably put it at like 134. Now the white balance, put that all the way down, it almost looks blue. So you need to find a good medium for that. Let's go with like 3,800, I think. Yeah, 3,700. That looks good. So now whenever we mess with the gain, that's going to be messing with the lighting. This also can help you combat anything like the noise that can appear in the background where there isn't a lot of light. Now you want to try and keep that normally as low as possible, but in areas like mine where you don't have a lot of light, you almost just have to turn up the gain to make up for it. So let's try putting the gain to about 90. Now, right here, the exposure also deals with lighting. So you're going to notice, I believe the lower I go with that, the darker it gets. But the higher I go, the brighter it gets. So as you're going technically lower over this way, the FPS could possibly start to look a little bit better, but it sort of ends up being a little bit of an issue because you really can't see yourself. But if you set it to like -4, everything looks a little bit brighter, but I've actually lost FPS. So at one point I was at 1080p 30 FPS, now I'm at like 1080p 25 FPS. So you'll have to find the happy medium for that. I think that -5 should do fine for me though, which I believe is about default what it would normally set to. Now let's go ahead, apply everything, and see how it looks at full screen. Alright, so this looks quite a bit better, right? You're noticing the colors look better. The noise isn't as viewable. Now let's actually compare the two. So the top is before and the bottom's the after. The before just has really horrible color. It just looks awful. But down at the bottom, oh my gosh, it looks so much better. This is a great way that you can actually up the quality of your stream without having to go out and buy something like a DSLR camera. Alright guys, that's all we have for you today. Always remember when you're trying to go through and you're making these tweaks, the same ones that would work for me probably won't work for you due to the fact we may have different webcams and we definitely have different rooms, different lighting situations. If you have any questions, anything at all, please leave a comment down below and we'll answer you back ASAP.